Night Attack is brought to you by all of our lovely patrons over at patreon.com/Night Attack. Subscribe today, get the pre-show and the after-show early in your own RSS feed. You don't even have to log in or anything. Also, thank you to Doghouse Systems for powering the show. We're using their great computers, and you could be also using their great computers. Get yourself a free SSD drive when you get a Doghouse computer at doghousesystems.com/v/rogue and use promo code ROGUE at checkout. That's ROGUE. Our friend ICU put together this previously on for Night Attack episode 338 and featuring some work by Gray.
I pass no fewer than 4 post-it notes, all of which just say one word.
What?
Pants. And then I see the word pants. I see the word pants. I see the word pants.
Pants are put on the thing!
Luchador can-up. Luchador can-up. Oh my god! Luchador can-up. Luchador can-up. Whoa! Luchador can-up. Oh, Jesus!
She walks out the door.
Luchador can-up. Luchador can-up. Oh my god! Oh, I forget how good our show is sometimes. Hello, beautiful people. We are live from Austin City Limits in the 7 Acres Wood from Diamond Club Studios. I'm Brian Brushwood, joined by my BFF and OAK. It's JRY, and it is go time to set fire to the motherfucking internet. How are you, Justin Robert Young?
No, I'm feeling good, man. Feeling good. End of a long day, but we are ready to rock, electrified. Thank you to everybody that is here live a little bit later than we normally are with all the politics stuff. I appreciate all the flexibility. Let's go!
Maybe we should explain to everybody like what you've been up to like literally all day.
So yeah, obviously it's in a presidential election, so you want to turn everything out with the politics brand, and indeed we have, not only streaming during the day like we normally do, but also streaming during the conventions. We are on week 2 of our convention coverage, and it's been going great. Thank you to everybody from the Diamond Club that's turned out for it, but it has been awesome to do, and it's just a lot of work, but happy to be here.
So I don't want to get into any specifics, but I want to talk about your experience of covering. You're doing the second convention or whatever, but it's like on day one, I don't know if we're on day 1 or 2. 2. Which convention do you feel like fed you more to work with?
It's funny because compared to the Democrats, the Republicans ran out somewhere between 50 and 75,000 speakers on night 1. It was like the difference between watching or listening to a Fish album and a Ramones album in terms of how often things were changing.
Yes.
So there were a lot of speakers on night 1, and night 2 was a little bit more paced out. They had a few more montages. It was a little bit more made for television, but man, that first night, good God, like they were just running them out there, and like they were on message. They were all fine, but like it was just one after another. I'm a barista and I got shot by somebody that was saying a mean word. And I work at a fisherman's outfit and they canceled me for calling my wife a mackerel. And I'm the attorney general of a state that's a Republican. And I'm a clown. Like, I don't know. I'm just here. They walked up to me. I was honking my horn and they said, would you like to talk? And I said, I don't know. Would you like this flower? And I squirted him in the face. Anyway, bye. Like, it was just over and over and over and over and over and over.
I would love this crazy fast montage. And in the middle of it, somebody says, I'm George W. Bush. I used to be president of it. Wow.
Yeah. What am I doing? And then he just disappears into a chimney like in Harry Potter. Like there's no rhyme or reason to how fast it was going.
So regardless of where you are on the political spectrum, if you're Justin Robert Young, your job gets a little bit easier when it's the RNC over the DNC.
No, it actually was hard. It was hard because the DNC I'm making fun of because there's a lot more space, right? So something happens and it's very traditional. And then you commentate on what's happening, what they're trying to do. Of course, what we like to do on PX3 is not necessarily focus on what is being said in terms of what you believe and where you're going to vote, but rather the strategy of what each campaign is trying to do. So the Democrats had a little bit more space between, not only for analysis, but also for jokes. And so I had a crowd of people that was like, hope you joke like this for the Republicans. You better be joking like this for the Republicans. And then the Republicans show up and they're running out 50 people. And so it's like I baked a cake and they told me cakes are illegal. And I'm like, okay, all right, cake jokes. And then like I'm a paraglider. And they said that's against cancel culture. And I'm like, whoa. And so it made its way through like an hour and a half of it. And people are like, you're not making jokes like you made jokes for the Democrats. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know. Like everything's happening so fast. I can't even get a handle on it. So I felt more pressure because there was just so much stimulus.
You know what? I just realized. Stop me if I've made a metaphor before, but it's almost as though like PX3 is like watching a chess game where you have both tactics and strategy, and you try to understand why people are doing things. But imagine all the pieces, like both sides are gray, and you don't get to know who's who. I mean, unfortunately, everybody knows who's who, and everybody has a favorite team and that kind of stuff.
No, yeah, you can't ignore it. You can't ignore the fact that everybody has deep roots to their beliefs, and they should, right? That's kind of the point of democracy, and we're at a very fiery inflection point currently. But the worth that I can bring is an analysis beyond that. And right now, I feel like political media is extraordinarily lazy, and I want to take advantage of the fact that they're just cashing checks for doing the least artistically valuable thing.
Can we talk about that? Like, I lose interest so fast once I smell, like, no matter how much either side acts like they don't have a side. They definitely have a side.
Of course, yeah.
I don't know. It just
well, and also it's like the point is that I have a side. I have political opinions. Me and you have talked about it. I mean, anybody who wants to ask me about my actual political opinions, I will talk about my actual political opinions. The difference is that I know that's not my job. Like, that's a thing that I have on the side. That's not my point. My point is what I can analyze. My point is the history and the knowledge that I can bring and to contextualize. And that's what I think. I mean, I don't know. In politics, this is kind of a rare thing, or at least political media. That I think is my worth, and not just like, oh, but you agree with me, so therefore my worth is how you can best agree with me.
Yeah. Separate question. So I've lost sense of time because last week feels like a year ago. But did we talk about the motivations for why Trump is just shitting on the post office? Is all of that basically just insurance? So the moment he does or does not win, like if he does win, he's happy. If he doesn't win, he's got a built-in excuse that he'll figure out later.
Well, and now we're going to actually get into a political conversation.
Feel free to tap out at any point. I
can talk about it, but just understand it's going to come with the dissection of your premise.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So Trump, from what he has said, is crapping on the idea of the rapid expansion of mail-in ballots. So there are certain states, Washington does all mail-in ballots, Florida, New York, like California, that have done absentee balloting for a very, very long time. The Republican premise is when you expand mail-in ballots very, very rapidly, then you are going to have systems that are not prepared for it, and that can lead to fraud, right? That is the Republican idea. The Democrats counter with the idea that, hey, this is already happening in Florida, California, New York, and Washington, and many other states that have done absentee balloting. And that, by what we have seen, is fine. The separate idea is that the post office is being ramped down and they are ripping out machines. And that
I see.
Yeah.
Because the post office is not making money, and so they're all like, "We get it. You love
So
FedEx,
that's all right.
and you love."
So all right.
Yeah.
So every John Stossel thing you've seen about the post office,
Yeah.
all that stuff is happening. It's happening during an election year, and so now it is.
Now it
and
looks
also,
different.
Donald Trump is yelling about mail-in balloting, and he's the one who put in the Postmaster General. Which it's like, well, yeah, he's the president, but yeah, everything kind of mixes into a goulash
Got
there
it, got
that
it.
is
So-
very
so-
unfunny for a comedy show. Yeah.
That's fine. So all I need to know is basically things were happening, and then somebody changed. You ever notice that a room looks one way when it's all green light, and it all looks, and then somebody hits a button and it's all yellow light, and the room looks different? That's what's happening now. It sounds like to me.
It's become a campaign issue as well.
Yeah.
Like the Democrats spent a lot of time talking about how Donald Trump was dismantling the post office. So now we are beyond rational discussion.
Okay.
It is now a political discussion.
Per the request of the chat, they want us to move on to something happier. This morning we thought Josie had COVID.
Really? All right.
My morning began. I ran downstairs a bit earlier than usual, and I go in to see Josie with a mask on in the kitchen, and I am 10 feet away, and she turns around and says, "Don't hug me." She's wearing a mask, and I'm like, "Okay, cool." And she goes, "I'm sick." And I'm like, I don't know, are you? And then the next words are 101.5. And I'm like, oh shit, you're for real sick. And next words out of my mouth were, bye. And so I literally left immediatay and went to HQ. And
all right, well, hold on, wait, pause.
Yep.
Because by the way, I think we're gonna have a Bonnie appearance on a happy hour tomorrow because of a payoff to a bit that has gone on for a couple weeks now with her childhood remembrance of a polar bear. So a reason why you should tune in tomorrow. But I wanted to ask you a Bonnie question.
Yes.
What has there been a husband, wife, mother, father conversation on what the COVID protocol is on? If one of the kids gets COVID, do we both ride it out? Does somebody peace out? Like at that point, are you just sleeping at HQ? Like what is? Do you have any preliminary discussions about that?
Let me just scroll back in the old text archives here. Okay, there we go. First of all, we're trying to pick a name for the dog before we even get the dog.
Yeah.
And in the dog book, in the puppy book, it says whatever the dog's name should have a different syllable, a fundamentally different sound from everyone else in your family. And we intentionally named me, Brian, and then Bonnie, Penny, Josie, Callie. So guess what we have to avoid, right? We
Which you wanted Gertrude or Gertie or
exactly.
Yeah.
And also, so that's off the table or whatever. And so we talked about different, names like, like Boo, or something like, just something, like Andromeda, but it's like,
sure.
What are you going to call her for short? You're going to call her Andy, right?
I would say Drama.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, so here's the other thing is the puppy books say that if you have a name that means something and other people react to it in a certain way, then the dog picks up on their reactions. So in a weird way, you sort of shape you like it's like casting a spell. If you say Drama, then it's like people are like, or whatever, or or Firestarter, and then everybody suddenly is like this. Then Firestarter understands that he's powerful and needs to intimidate people. So Bonnie apparently took a nap, and had a dream. What are you laughing at?
Kuhan in the chat. We named it Drama because we love Entourage.
There we go. Bonnie wakes up and says, how about this name? Joy. And I was like,
Okay.
oh my God, I love Joy. And I was like, maybe Joyful, like as a full name, but we shorten it to Joy. And so I think we're going to get a dog and name her Joyful. And because Joyful can't be more opposite from Penny, Josie, or Callie, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And calling it Joy for short will be a lot of fun. I can't find the basically Bonnie reaches out saying like, hey, so if it comes back positive, what's the plan? I said, the plan is I don't even come home. I make an Amazon order. I buy new clothes and I stay right here. And I've disclosed to everyone, what's up, and I go get a test myself. End of the story. Man, Austin, just swimming in tests. If you got $99, we got a test and 90-minute responses for you.
Yeah.
And apparently, if you have a fever, the test is like 90+% accurate. Like if you have symptoms. And so in this case, regular cold, everything's fine. But that was a hot moment this morning. Like
do you know where she would have gotten it from?
Yes,
Was there like a spreader moment?
Yes. After 4 months, you know how social Josie is. You know how
social animal, absolutely.
For 4 months, she watched all her friends play together and invite her and mock her for social distancing because respecting the rules made them uncomfortable about not respecting the rules.
Yeah.
And we found, and one of her friends happens to be a family that has been respecting the rules the way we have, and we felt good about them playing. And it was going to be a swim date, and it's like if there's one place to hang out with a friend in the COVID era, it's in a literal pool of antiseptic, and so we did that, and they had a movie on, and they swam around, and it was a delightful time. Exactly 48 hours later, she has a fever and is sick, and to be honest, after that much isolation, being a kid, that's exactly what you would expect for getting a cold, right? But also the world is on fire, so it was hard to just assume that. So there was a tense morning, but at 4:45 p.m. today, we then knew that everything
thumbs up.
Congratulations, kid! You're just really sick.
So were you prepared to just live on HQ? I mean, like, because by the way, for those of you who have never been to HQ, that wouldn't be the worst like transition in the world. There's rooms and stuff like that. I mean, obviously you'd be away from your family. That would be a sacrifice. But in terms of, you wouldn't be like blowing up an air mattress. I mean, you'd be sleeping on an air mattress that's already in there.
And I wouldn't be spending thousands of dollars on hotel rooms. I would be spending thousands of dollars on new wardrobe and toiletries and all of that stuff. So, but you're right. In the chat, Bleak Streak says, Bachelor Brian. Yeah, no, it would have been just like a switch was flipped and it's like, all right, so this is happening. And to be honest, though, it really upset Bonnie. Like, she has had, now that the kids...
Oh, I would imagine that, like, because the reason why I asked is that has to be a sensitive, although understandable conversation between the two of you, that it's like, if one of the kids gets sick and you're like, well, I hope you go down with the ship.
I mean,
I'm on my jetpack.
Keep in mind,
that's gotta be hard. I think for Bonnie, logically, it makes sense because you have a work family that has to also be protected, and so it's like you can't remove you from the equation. That's where the money comes in. but it definitely has to be hard to watch you Rocketeer style blast off the Titanic as they're like, all right, see you later.
And well, and I realized like the plan couldn't be just that I was not going to go back, but because I had been exposed the previous day before she had any symptoms or whatever. It's like, oh crap, the plan has to be I sit in the car until I can take a test, and then if I show positive, like what did I say earlier? It's like if I'm going to be the first tree in our family, our business family, to fall, I wanted to make all of the cracking noises I could before it fell over. So it's like I ran around to everyone saying, Josie has a fever. I ran away as fast as I could. I'm going to hide over here. I'll let you know. And then, but luckily everything worked out.
Well, that is good to hear, because I think you guys have done an admirable job. Obviously, where you are in the outskirts of Austin is a place where things, can be understood to be safe until they're not.
Well,
right? Like,
I mean, it
is a small community. So it's the good news is no one has COVID.
Right.
The bad news is it only takes one.
Exactly. I mean, that's the thing, is that partly cloudy does not mean 0% chance of rain.
Exactly.
I mean, and luckily out here it's partly cloudy. We see the sun a lot every so often. And this is one of those moments where, ooh, that one's right over us. And then luckily it went on. Hey man, how do people support this show?
Well, number one, they understand that we are so dedicated to comedy that we went from politics to COVID. And then they go to patreon.com/Night Attack, because that is where you recognize people who are so committed to your joy that they will only highlight the most exciting and funniest moments that you can remember from pop culture and the life around you. Guys, patreon.com/Night Attack. Go ahead and get on this train, man. You're going to get your custom RSS feed. You're going to get the pre-show and the post-show earlier than anybody else. It's the only way to be.
Yeah, not only that, but if you are a new pledger or you up your pledge, you have a chance to be randomly selected for a little thing we like to call...
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Night Attack new Patreon name chant corner hour.
All right. Give me a sport. Give me a sport. Real or fake? Real or fake? It doesn't matter. Sport.
I would Australian rules football.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a team.
Oh, that would be the Melbourne Billabongs.
Okay, a bit racist to make them Australian. That's fine. All right. I
mean, it's Australian. Okay.
I mean, Denmark might play. I don't know. It doesn't matter. All right. Give me a position that somebody plays.
Oh, that would be fraction back.
There we go. Fraction back. Okay. All right.
Oh, no. Wait, no. But that's, of course, colloquially referred to as a stuffer.
Fraction back. Okay. All right. All right. Give me an echo. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the World Championship of Australian Rules Football. Located right here in Billabong, Australia. Now, introducing your fraction back, also colloquially known as stuffer, Dan Crafton!
Dan
Thank you very much, Dan. Oh, and of course, because we're live streaming here on Twitch, you guys can give us chips and bits and tits and some subs and bubs
Show us
and,
your
and,
bits.
and duds.
Show us your bits.
We go full on Twitch streamer with an totally true show that. Sorry, I can't talk. It's late. Sandra Call and CB Joey showed up one night and they said, "I dare you to talk for 1 minute straight." Smudge Mark, Justin, I've got nothing. It's so late. It's so late.
But then throw to me. If you don't have anything, then throw to me instead of saying I don't have anything.
That's what I was doing.
Okay.
Said the real Andrew Mays.
Okay.
Please help me, Justin.
Yes.
And our friend W. Scottus One piped in to say this bit is half over, and Jay Kensuke was walking by and dropped 500 apples. Oh no, my apples, he said. And Dr. Chiron was driving by, beep beep, and he stopped the car and got out and helped him pick up all of those apples. And then what the fuck? Said is what the noise of the apples falling down. And Rockroll Martian.
No, just leave it going. Keep going, Bryce. Keep going. This is good. I like
Rockroll
this better.
Came down on his spaceship and said, "Take me to Ray Whitaker." And everyone was like, "What? They know Gray?" And then Brina the Warrior Princess
They
was
know
like,
Gray?
"Shing, shing, 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 help me out, shing, shing," because she thought the Martian was like one of the
Matt J. Awad
was part of
squad.
the Matt J. Awad tribe.
Oh,
but,
yeah. Fuck him.
but then Beef Viper rolled up and everyone was cool.
And then I found $20. God damn
Thank
it.
you for
God
being
damn
the
it.
only
God damn
professional
it.
on this podcast, Bryce.
It's Justin, you know what is a big relief for a busy schedule is to play a fun game.
Indeed.
Hi guys, so we've got a game. A friend of the show, Meryl Barr, sent this in. So he.
Oh no. Is it F word or F word, the Meryl Barr game? By the way, the answer is always fuck.
I see. Okay, good. As long as it's not that other F word. So
Jesus Christ.
So Meryl mentioned, I guess, a while back that he has been going through the archives of the NSFW show, and apparently he saw a game and wanted to revive it. So he's revived this classic game called Mementweet.
Oh no.
That's right. Mementi tweet. So Meryl and myself have both pulled tweets from the @Schwood and @Justin R. Young accounts on Twitter and have removed.
Can you see the tension on both of our faces? Like Justin just has covered 2 conventions where literally anything in the past can be brought up to destroy you, and I'm this close to just full on deleting my Twitter account on the same account. Okay.
So we've pulled it. We're good. So
It's fuck, not the other one.
We've we've pulled tweets and we've removed a word or words. So there are 2 rounds. One where you'll be the person guessing about a tweet that you have written, and then a second round where you'll be guessing about the tweet that the other person has written. You'll get a chance to guess at it, and if you are correct, you get a point. If you're not, the other person gets a chance to steal, and then science will determine who is closest if need be. And I can also give you the
I
date
just
of the
want to
tweet.
let you know, and Meryl, this is how careers end, right? Like I'm not just making this up in my head. Like gigantic, burgeoning, amazing careers have ended because people decided to dig into their Twitter.
You're good.
Unrelatedly, like, people who are really at the peak of and it's time to harvest. It's time to cash in all the hard work they've done for 25 goddamn years in the fucking industry. This is how, like, overnight they become valueless. Also, by the way, I watched The Vow. Holy shit, that fucking documentary.
You guys are fine.
Okay.
You'll be fine. It's cool. It's cool.
All right.
It's cool.
Okay.
So Brian,
The F word is fuck. The F word is fuck.
I swear.
The F word is fuck.
So Brian, we're going to start with you on this one. This is round 1 where you're going to be answering about your own tweets.
Oh, goddamn.
Brian writing, quote, "Finished blank. At Jeff Kanata was right from beginning to end. Excuse me, I need to scoop all these brains up off the floor. Finished blank. Jeff Kanata was right from beginning to end. Excuse me, I need to scoop all these brains up off the floor.
It would probably be a graphic novel. It wouldn't be a... I mean, I wouldn't brag about finishing a movie from beginning to end or a...
I can give you the date if you would like.
Yes.
This was tweeted March 18, 2009.
Oh, The Shield. The Shield. The Shield is the best show on television. Jeff Kanata famously would not stop saying it, and he's 100% right. And yes, it's The Shield.
All right, Brian says The Shield. Let's see. That's right. Finish The Shield. Jeff Kanata.
Yeah.
There we go. See?
Oh, okay.
Good.
Hey, it's easy. It's not that bad, Justin.
Good.
We're going to be okay. It's going to be okay.
I'm still terrified. Look, this is like, oh, no. Guys, it's pin the tail on the donkey. Yes, it's in the Shining House, but it's just pin the tail on the donkey.
Justin, this one's for you.
Everybody's mocking the fact that it has one like, the tweet. And I'm pretty sure it's from, is it from Jeff Kanata?
Let's see here. Click one like. No,
It's not even from Jeff.
Brian Mazzarella. Okay, there we go. Justin, this one's for you. Quote.
By the way, this is why people screwed up, because nobody was liking anything in 2009. It really did feel like your blog that nobody cared about.
Oh.
Justin, here's one from you.
Oh my God! I'm drinking in both of our shared tension. This is the most delicious sense. Talk about VR. This is ER. This is emotional reality that we're going through right now.
With George Clooney.
Go ahead, let's go.
Quote, one thing growing up in South Florida didn't prepare me for was that the rest of the country is far less enamored with the blank. And there are multiple words in this answer. One thing growing up in South Florida didn't prepare me for was that the rest of the country is far less
Bryce,
enamored with the blank.
Why didn't you not tell us how good the game was? Why did we bother to do a first act? Why did we bother to talk about COVID and politics and waste everyone's time? We should have just started straight with this.
There's no way for me to answer this.
This is tweeted March 23rd, 2018.
So far, some of the suggestions in the chat involve day drinking, the banana hammock, booty claws. I don't know what that means.
2018 is probably beyond it's certainly far beyond my regular strip club attendance. So that is
bath salts.
That's not that.
Dim titties.
No, it's probably a music thing or a food thing.
One thing growing up in South Florida
Shield?
didn't prepare me for was that the rest of the country is far less enamored with the blank.
TIB.
Jimmy Buffett songs.
No lies detected on that.
Here's the problem. Is that there's a version of this game that's very funny. And you, dear listener, are not getting it. Because
Incorrect. That is
the last thing that's going to happen is that am I gonna attempt, after already streaming for 7 hours today, to then try to artfully do the funny, possibly offensive thing? Not going to happen. You guys are getting like
they're getting the mild version of these
Captain
wings.
Check down. I am like throwing the ball out of bounds if I don't see my receivers. Like, this is as mild as it's going to get tonight.
Jimmy Buffett.
Turn off this episode. Nothing funny happens from here on out.
Please continue to listen and give us
Chimera
money.
says rhymes with the news.
Oh, God damn it. Brian, Jimmy
elderly.
Buffett was incorrect, so you can get a chance to steal.
Oh, Christ. Read it again.
One thing growing up in South Florida didn't prepare me for was that the rest of the country is far less enamored with the blank. Justin said Jimmy Buffett, if you can get closer.
The blank is too dangerous. Too dangerous, the blank.
You're good. Trust me, you're good.
What year is this?
2018.
2018?
Yes.
This was only 2 years ago?
Yes.
You should know. Far less enamored with the
Sunbun might actually have it.
the cocaine cowboy, America's favorite player. TM.
And then
Player
a
of-
winking Obama gif. This is why I'm not being funny. Brian's trying to be funny, and it led him to the player.
Wait, what?
I'm having to Google the cocaine cowboy. Fairly.
Cocaine Cowboy was a documentary about cocaine dealers in Miami.
Gotcha.
But no, it's not that. I don't get points, but to parrot Sunbun, I think it's the public sub. Is it the public sub?
It's not the public sub. In fact, I think Brian is closer. Let's take a
According
listen.
to what? What you just decide that?
Well, science is. We do the.
Oh, hold on.
Should I really put? Okay. Hold on.
Oh no. Science is gonna work this game.
Yeah, goddamn right.
Science is gonna work.
We're all gonna twist this
assured,
episode.
We're all gonna go to science.
You're gonna pay the troll toll.
Okay. Brian has gotten the point with his answer of cocaine cowboy. The tweet reads: one thing growing up in South Florida didn't prepare me for was the rest of the country is far less enamored with the Escalade pickup truck.
Oh yeah.
Escalade pickup
That's
truck.
true. That's true, man. Dude, those popped off in the late 90s and every drug dealer had them. Every.
Yeah.
They
All
just
right.
got
So
mailed to
Cocaine
all the
Cowboy
drug
works.
dealers.
Oh, these look
Yeah.
ugly as sin.
Oh, don't say
no.
that. We got cocaine cowboys in the audience.
There's-
They'll be very
there's-
offended.
It to me was one of the funniest things because South Florida is a place where there are rural areas and especially where I was in Broward County, there was like ranch areas around me. And so there were plenty of pickup trucks, plenty of Ford F-150 kind of people. But if you really liked having an Escalade, the Escalade pickup truck was always the funniest idea because it's like, yeah, you and your white pants are going to be getting out at Home Depot so you can pick up lumber. Get the hell out of here. Just get a real Escalade.
I'm sure we talked about it 10 years ago, but maybe Bryce, it was before Bryce's time. Are you familiar with the game when it comes to car names?
No.
So when you're in traffic and you're stuck behind another car, take a moment and notice what the name of the car is, what the type is, and just add the word anal in front of it and decide how funny it is. And this was funny in the 90s when there was the anal probe. The
Anal escape.
Exactly.
The anal focus.
The funniest it
Yeah.
ever got for me
good.
was I alone in a car burst out laughing because I looked and I was behind an anal avalanche. It's great. It's a great game.
That's a good like car ride game. I'd never heard
Yeah.
of that one.
Yeah.
That was solid.
So, but part of it
Anal
is
beetle.
being beetle is you got to use the phrase when you tweet it out. Say, for those that play the game, comma, I'm currently
I'm
behind.
behind a black.
Yeah, exactly. But so you don't overdo it. But for those who know the game, for those who play the game, it's funny.
Well, we're playing this game, Brian.
Okay.
Do we have to? I feel like we had a
Ashwood.
good time. That was
From
a good
Ashwood
time.
Quote.
Diamond time. That's where.
Quote
Oh, all right.
at Adobe Shopper. I demand a photo of that Justin R. Young riding a blank
Rabbit,
while
Little Grand
firing
Cherokee.
lasers. You need to listen to this.
I'm too excited with all the names. I forgot how good this game is. Anal Expedition.
At Adobe Shopper. I demand a photo of at Justin R. Young riding a blank while firing lasers at a unicorn, while at OMG_Chad carries a goat.
What's the year? What's the year on this?
This is a 2011, January 24, 2011.
I also have no doubt
Goddamn,
that somebody
9
provided
years
it.
ago.
I demand.
I demand a photo of Justin R. Young riding a blank while firing lasers at a unicorn, while OMG Chad carries a goat. XD. There should be an XD in this tweet. I would supplement an XD in the end of this tweet.
Tempted to think dragon is what I would say. but I don't think that's going to be right. We'll say dragon.
You're going to say dragon.
An anal challenger. Everybody's running with that.
The chat, you've told the chat there's nothing good on in the rest of this show, so now they're doing their own thing.
Yeah. For the record, this was basically the show when Brian tweeted that. Like, it was mostly just us saying one thing and then reading off funny chat comments.
I almost said anal dragon. Riding a dragon is incorrect. Justin, if you can get closer than dragon.
Hot boy summer.
Anal rogue.
I demand a photo of Justin R. Young riding a blank while firing lasers at a unicorn. While
Anal
MG Chat
Mustang.
carries
Penny farthing. Penny farthing.
a penny farthing like a bike. All right.
I remember that was an old BB live show, Adobe shop kind of joke.
Gotcha. Okay, well, we'll plug this into science.
Oh, wow.
Beep, beep, doodle, beep, 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 beep,
Pimping.
Okay. With his answer of dragon,
That's right.
we're gonna say Brian's closer. I demand a photo of Justin R. Young riding a donkey while firing lasers at a unicorn. MG Chat carries a coat.
Did we get it?
Not in this tweet thread.
Oh.
Who's Adobe Shopper?
Yeah.
No, doesn't look like it. No likes, no retweets on that one.
Wow.
Weird.
Again, how safe? How safe? How safe you were to just tweet whatever you wanted.
Oh.
Maybe it felt a lot like just a quiet coffee shop where everybody was hanging out. Turned out it was the center of a stadium. And eventually your friends would pick apart your innermost thoughts.
Uh-oh, Chimera's got something in the chat.
Oh, we've
Meanwhile, consider the anal Bronco, the anal Cherokee, the anal Nova.
This Photoshop did get made.
Yeah, that's true.
Fantastic
Yeah.
chat. All right, Justin, this one's for you.
Come on, he broadcasts for kids now.
The SNL 40 special. But seriously, is blank the longest troll job in history? The SNL 40 special. But seriously,
Oh my God.
is blank the longest troll job in history?
We've definitely had the 50 special since then, right?
No.
Could not
because,
possibly be. This is from
S-
2015.
SNL is
Okay.
exactly as SNL, Penn and Teller, and me are all the exact same age.
The exact same age.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so what, that was how many years ago?
It was February 2015. The SNL 40 special. But seriously, is blank the longest troll job in history? Question mark.
Oh God, it would be a bit. It would be a
Posted on
bit that's like an anticlimax bit.
Or
Oh,
something they
God.
were built like their version of Bilbo Baggins. Or,
Eddie Murphy. Is Eddie Murphy the greatest troll job in history because he gave a very terrible appearance during that special, if I remember correctly.
Eddie Murphy is not correct. Brian, can you get closer? The
Should
SNL
have got
40
more
special.
recommendations. I should have
I mean,
tweeted about more recommendations
the
from
only thing I could
Kanata.
the only thing I can think of that is consistent over that 40 years is Lorne Michaels. So I'll just say Lorne Michaels.
Is Lorne Michaels. Okay.
Or I guess Weekend Update was there at the beginning.
You're going to have to make one.
Yeah, Weekend Update. I'll flip to that one.
All right, weekend update.
All right. But I mean that would mean you're shitting on Weekend Update, which doesn't seem like a
I
Justin
wouldn't
move.
shit. No, it would be an anticlimax sketch or recurring character where it's like, oh, it's like some Andy Kaufman-y kind of like, oh, this is just a troll that has gone on for 40 years. Or it would be something that was like terrible that has just been terrible for 40 years.
Maybe Chevy Chase.
I don't think he was even on though.
I'll stick to Weekend Update.
Okay. Well, we're going to put this into science really quickly.
Or as it's known, Anal Weekend Update. For those who play the game.
For those who play the game. No. You have to just say for those who play the game.
Sorry.
I'm
I
watching
screwed it up.
Weekend
I
Update.
didn't
Yeah.
explain. Yeah, sorry. I should follow the rules.
All right. The tweet reads, the SNL 40 special, but seriously, is The Californians, the longest troll job in history. The
An
Californians.
anticlimax? Well, yeah, or just a bad. Yeah, I guess. Well,
What
I
is
actually
the
appreciate-
Californians?
Oh, you don't know the
It's-
Californians bit?
No.
Yeah,
It's like
it's basically like
Mhm.
like a white telenovela where like
Oh,
they're
got it.
doing like very
Like over the
heightened-
top. Yeah.
Yeah, but instead of like oh, you had sex with my mom and now who I thought was my brother is really my cousin or something, it's
basically-
more like oh my god, you took the there's like you took the 405
It's
to
all
the
the
10
directions,
ba 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 ba. Yeah.
The
And it
more
got
you
off on-
describe it, the more all I can see is the Real Housewives cat eating salad meme. like,
No, yeah, but not nearly as much drama. There's
Okay.
no it's just a lot of them being shocked at each other taking different routes to
Got
different
to
places.
different places.
Yeah.
That's it. And Science said because it's
That's funny. Yeah,
name
I
of a
actually
skit.
that's
it's Weekend Update. That's a point for Brian.
oh god damn, Brian's killing it.
Correct the mundo.
All right. Let's see here. Let's
That's not a good sign. Did
By
you
the
see that
way-
moment, Justin, when he glanced over and then chuckled involuntarily before
Just
like
thinking about-
he couldn't get
This is just taking a little longer than I thought it would.
it's
No,
game,
literally,
buckle up,
I've already-
motherfuckers. It's gonna
I've-
this is the next hour.
Much in the same way that in The Wire, they were like, you only do 2 days in prison, the day you get in and the day you get out. I'm only doing 2 minutes in this bit. The minute I heard what it was and the minute we're done with it. The rest is just me trying to survive.
Okay, we'll keep with this. Brian, this one's from you for you. Quote, I sometimes wonder if the world would be any nicer if anything we typed on the internet ended with a blank.
Question mark. I remember this bit. And I think it's fairly recent, like 4 years ago or something.
This is from June 2015.
Yeah. Because like if you said something like, I think the president's a jerk, like it sounds different, or it's like, I think Congress doesn't get anything done.
Interesting. It's not going to be close enough to get you the point. Justin, can you get closer than that? I sometimes wonder if the world would be any nicer if everything we typed on the internet ended with a blank.
3 question marks.
That's going to be your answer, Brian?
Yeah.
All right, 3 question
The
marks.
problem is that
I'm
Brian
only
didn't
doing
go
2
deep.
minutes, Bryce. I'm only doing 2 minutes, Bryce.
The tweet reads, I sometimes wonder if the world would be any nicer if everything we typed on the internet ended with a smiley.
Oh, boo. Question mark is better. Also, what I should have said is if we all drove an anal volt.
And so because he's got 3 more pieces of punctuation, which is close to the smiley in the tweet, which is a :D, that's a point for Jews.
Correct the mundo.
All right.
Or if you're playing the game, an anal colon.
Well, it's like an
Take that,
ATM.
Katie Couric.
It's like an ATM machine, it seems like. Okay. Ooh, okay. You can't see that. Okay, great. This one is includes a picture, Justin. So
Oh my God! Apparently, Scott Johnson immediately replied with "Go to hell, you giant donkey dick!" Smiley face.
Justin, this one includes a
So much for the tolerant left.
quote. Picture of blank in action, methinks. Picture of blank in action.
Oh, I
methinks.
remember that night.
This is February 2013.
Yeah, that's South by Southwest. I think you're in Austin.
What are you carrying?
Oh my good.
No, February would be too early. Never mind. I'm wrong.
Wait, when was this again?
February 16, 2013. This looks like Austin.
No, that would be well. What would you be in town in Austin at that time for?
February 2013. That's almost certainly somewhere in South Florida.
Oh, really?
Well, wait.
Because I mean, you're carrying like a broom, like a staff, and you've got a tote, so it could
Is
be
it a
on
sports
trip.
thing? You're doing a sweep?
no.
The Penguins something?
What is the tweet again?
Quote: Picture of blank in action, methinks.
Destiny?
good
Like I want to
God.
help you.
This is 2 words. The blank we're looking for is 2 words. Picture of blank in action, methinks.
2013. We might I might actually have been in
Was-
California by then.
And that might have been when we were like I might have taken this picture. Were we recording Night Attack 2 during that time? Is this right around the
No, 2 was earlier. 2 was before I think I was in
February
California.
14
No. We
would be a
recorded-
Thursday. No, I'm sorry.
we recorded 2 the day of the 4chan attack.
That is a Saturday.
Oh, yeah, I guess we were.
Yeah,
recording.
remember because it was you that saved the day?
Well, no. I remember that day. I just don't know whether it was 2 or another. It was an after 2 album. It was like live or stuff for 3. Civility is my final answer.
Civility is not close enough to get the point. Brian, can you get closer? Picture of blank.
3 civilities.
3.
Civility.
This is great. This is good stuff. This is good. The tweet reads:
Fatal Odyssey.
picture of Urban Wizard in action, methinks.
Yeah. Oh my God! Somebody was right. They said something about Quidditch. That's pretty good. Yeah.
We're gonna give that one to Justin on that one. Congratulations, Justin. 3-2.
I don't accept.
Somehow, how do we only have
2 minutes. 2 minutes. That's all you do. That's all you do in the dig through your Twitter game. 2 minutes, Brian. The minute you start, the minute you're done.
Okay.
Oh.
I see here. I see what I've done here. So, currently the score is 4-2. Pardon me for that. 4-2. Brian is in the lead. We're now moving.
By the way, if you're listening right now, text somebody else you know that listens and ask if they turned it off when Justin told you to turn it off, and then if they say yes, congratulate them.
By the way,
listeners, they truly hate this game.
Hold up. By the way, Sunbun has the line of the night, the entire night in the chat. He just says, absent of context, and I understand what he's going for. He goes, Nissans, man. like,
I mean, honestly, going back through your Twitter as a public figure is like saying, all right, we're going to go back through your arrest record. So on this day, in 2017, you got a infraction for what?
that would be great.
And you're like, parking ticket, hopefully?
We play I Said What constantly on this show.
This is different, man. This
No,
one's on the record.
That's us on the comedy show.
You're good. Trust me, you're good. All right, Brian, this is your turn. We're in round 2, where you will be answering about the other person's tweet. So, Justin wrote this tweet.
That's how it default.
Oh,
No
That
backseat.
sounds like a tweet, I'd write.
quote: "My favorite thing about the blank videos is that they are shorter than the Call Me Maybe videos."
When was it?
This is February 14, 2013. 2 days before the Urban Wizard, February 2013. My favorite thing about the blank videos is that they are shorter than the Call Me
Fertile.
Maybe videos.
And can you please
Fertile
use it in
time.
a sentence?
Use the blank?
No.
And the blank is 2 words, I can tell you that. My favorite thing about the blank videos is that they are shorter than the Call Me Maybe videos.
So it would have been a kind of like a pre-TikTok. Harlem Shake. Harlem Shake.
Brian, your answer of Harlem Shake is Gucci Gang. That's it. My favorite thing about the Harlem Shake videos is that they're shorter than the Call Me Maybe videos.
Wow. Anal
Congrats.
Lancer.
That's a good meme. It's a good meme.
Good meme.
Oh, by the way, I was watching Jack Allison, friend of the show, Jack Allison and Kate Raff's morning show, Jack AM, and apparently there's. You want to?
Go on.
Now I'm at a very interesting crossroads.
Because it'll be more
Because
than 2
initially
minutes.
I was gonna say something that might totally derail the game. And
Oh
my
my
instinct,
God.
my instinct was,
Unbelievable.
no, don't do it, because I'm a professional and I want to keep the game on track. And then I remembered what game we were playing.
Can't fucking believe
And
this
now,
shit.
Look,
I decided to explain it, which means I'm going to have
Take
to
it even
say it.
longer.
It's prison rules, man. We're on the inside. I mean, whatever. It's this is only a
No,
2-minute game.
no. But this is me trying to start a prison riot. Like,
He wants to break out.
Which, by the way, now for those playing the game, from Brian's perspective, is an anal prison riot. We'll save it for the after show. I respect Bryce.
are you sure?
I
Are you
respect
sure?
Bryce. We will save it for the after show. Remind me about the thing.
Okay.
Get the pre-show,
Remind
the
me-
post-show,
remind me
and
about the
everything
thing.
in between.
Justin, about
Bryce,
thing.
this is
Thank
a
you,
sign
Justin.
that we are still friends.
Thank you, Justin.
Although I want to punch you in the
You're
throat.
good. Justin, you're good. We can all yell at Meryl for this. This is
Anal
Meryl's
Challenger.
idea.
That's
All
a good one.
right. Let's see. Justin, you will be playing this round for a tweet that Brian made.
Oh my God, there's an
Will
anal
I?
quest.
Quote, if there's one thing that internet commenters are experts on, it's blank.
Wait, is this mine?
This is Justin is playing, and this is a tweet that Brian wrote.
I
Cringe, cringe,
Nope.
cringe.
Hold on. Cringes.
You're fired. Get out of here.
Not what we're not close enough.
I know this one.
Brian, you know it?
Wait, what year was it?
This was September 1st, 2017.
Yeah, I think what I would say is if there's one thing internet commenters are experts on, it's everything.
Your answer of everything is
Correctamundo.
Correctamundo. Got it.
Why do you pull these like quotables from Brian? And it's like what? Like I just bought what from Trader Joe's? Like I don't know, salsa? Wrong. It was toilet paper.
My last digit of my social security is what? 7? No. And I won't tell you what it is, but I win.
If there's one kind of people I hate, it's blank.
Brian, you are. You're playing this one. This is a tweet that Justin wrote.
You want to know what the real F word is?
This is one for the record books. God damn. The
Justin.
anal outback?
Justin wrote this tweet. Quote, unlike the failed is in all caps, unlike the failed policies of the Bush administration, boo, in parentheses, President Obama will blank a unicorn and let us ride him to work.
Sorry, what year did he write this?
This is August 2008.
Oh my God! Oh my God! You somehow predicted the style of Donald Trump in 2008. Oh my God! Sorry, I'm a little bit blown away. Can I just look at the tweet because I just want to see Justin accidentally parodying the future president of the United States 8 years before he took the.
Yes, give me 1 sec to blank out that word.
Meanwhile, I remind you that someday you may be behind an anal
Trump
eclipse.
should boo. Trump should boo though. Like that. I feel like that was a key part of it. Just adding the boo.
Unlike the failed policies of the Bush administration, boo, President Obama will blank a unicorn and let us ride him to work.
God damn, I can't get over the
President
kinda wanna
Obama with his
retweet
bad
this.
food restaurants.
Okay. President Obama will
Oh, yeah,
capture.
Capture. What makes you think it's capture?
Because I'm counting the number of CAPT.
Oh, I just put in blanks.
Oh, okay. All right.
Not a New York Times crossword.
Will
blank a unicorn and let us ride him to work.
yeah, capture. I'll stick with
Man, back when I used to get political.
Your answer of capture is correct.
Oh my God! I didn't think that would be right.
You got it
Holy
exactly
cow.
correct.
Wow.
Look at that.
Justin, do you know why in 2008 you used all caps in that bombastic style that later would be exactly how the president writes?
Because I'm underachieving by not being president.
Is it,
Turns out I had the skill in me the whole time. I could have been president too.
you never needed the feather.
Here I am fucking off with you, scared of my own tweets. I should have recognized the power and been the leader of the free world. Instead, I'm here, tired as shit, and terrified of my own words. Who's the cuck now? Me.
Justin, we're going into our final question here. You are trailing 7-2. Thankfully, this is a 10-point.
Oh my god!
Tell you what,
So
the correct number is the 1 minute that's coming up real soon.
Quote, I wonder what happens on blank when I'm not constantly thinking about how fucking awesome everyone's costumes are. This is a tweet from Brian that Justin will be filling in the blank. I wonder what happens on blank when I'm not constantly thinking about how fucking awesome everyone's costumes are.
Wow, man! Back when I would write something like that.
Twitter.
Wait, you don't even want to know when I said it?
When did he say it?
August 28, 2017.
Twitter.
I wonder what... This is your 1 minute. This is the good one. I wonder what happens on blank.
Justin, what happens around August 28th?
No, I don't care.
Okay.
All right, your answer, Twitter, is not close enough for the answer. Brian, can you get closer than Twitter?
Could you use it in a sentence?
No. I wonder what happens on blank.
It's Dragon Con. It's got to be Dragon Con.
Your answer of Dragon Con is not a direct answer.
Oh.
Dragon Con is Labor Day weekend, which would not be in August, I believe. All right.
It's in August. Yeah, late August. End August.
Labor Day?
August, September.
Labor Day isn't.
August to September, yeah. In fact, it's going to happen it's literally going to be this weekend, and you can watch me on Dragon Con's thing.
Well, that's
right?
true.
Isn't it?
Yeah, you. Is that this weekend?
Nope.
It goes from August to September. It's the weekend that goes from August to September. Isn't it?
I believe it's on the 8th or
Is it?
sometimes
Next
it's
weekend.
Sometimes it's in October.
Oh, September 7th. Oh, okay. No, it's not in October. No, it's the
Sometimes.
beginning of September.
Yeah, sometimes it's in July.
It's not in July.
Sometimes.
What are you talking about? It's not ever in July or October.
All right, Dragon Con is not the correct answer either. I'm gonna have to put this in the science machine while you figure out what fucking day the virtual Dragon Con is happening this year.
that episode. Hold on. That episode where all we did was name anal cars, and we were both so exhausted that Brian was able to fuck with Justin and get
him. Hold on, science pause. Once that click and pause, and get him to like disrupt an actual plug for something he has not talked about on this program yet.
At all.
Oh, anal fiesta. That's a good one.
All right. With his answer of Dragon Con, Brian Rushwood is closest. I wonder what happens on Game of Thrones.
Oh.
But I'm not constantly thinking of how fucking awesome everyone's costumes are.
Yeah.
Here we go. And with the score of 17-2.
They were good costumes.
They really were, right?
Your winner today is Brian Rushwood.
Today's your day, Justin.
Only do 2 minutes, Brian. Only do 2 minutes.
2 minutes is...
They're handing them the clothes back.
Good job. Go back to Florida. Enjoy success. Toilet paper rolls. Throw it down on fire. Beat up a cop for me to have some cocaine.
Thank you very much to Merrill Bar for putting together a lot of this game. If you've got a game you would like the guys to not even really try at next week.
Oh my God. No. This was, legitimately. This may be my favorite game of the last 3 months.
Apparently, this is an old NSFW game.
Oh my God.
Yeah, back before people had their entire lives ruined because of things they tweeted. I need to go back. The very concept that people have been looking at old tweets terrifies me on a fundamental level. Because there's been a lot of people who have had a lot of Sturm und Drang raised around them because they were edgelords in the late aughts, early 10s, And I got some news for you, folks. I was a late aughts, early tens edgelord. In fact, if you want to help me out, go ahead and find tweets that would ruin my life and email them to me, justinrobertyoung@gmail.com. I will pay you $30 if you find me something that I feel like would ruin my life.
you
Or
can pay,
it's
ruin
like-
your life tweet.
Like, understand, we're playing the same game. The game is called Walk the Length of a 2x4 that's laying on the ground. It's the same game. We're just only 15 years higher and 15 years farther in our career. It's still walk the length of the, only you'll fall and die.
there we go.
No. In all sincerity, that was a fucking blast. It was a really good one.
Thank you to Meryl Bar for that.
In all sincerity, I fucking hated it, and I hope we never play it again.
If you've got a different game you would like us to play, please send it into our email address, mail@nightattack.tv, and we might play it here in the middle of the show, which is what this was. Tweetselite.net.
Anal stretch limo.
That's not even a make or model.
I know, but it's
No.
funny.
Like a good one would be like an anal police interceptor or something. That
Or just say a police interceptor, and everybody fills it in instead of just yelling buttholes. We can just yell butthole over and over and over again.
Taurus.
let's just delete this episode.
No,
Let's
no, I swear to God. I will.
No. I want the money too much. Diamond Time is where you shout out your projects right here on the show. Of course, the serious one is up top. Get on over to reddit.com/r/Diamond Club or diamondclub.reddit.com. Sign one of our favorites, one of our hardcores writes, I hate asking for help, but this virus and my jobless time last year means I have no rent money and I'm behind even though I'm working 2 jobs. I can't get out of this hole. Every bank is telling me to eat a dick. So can some of you help? I'm in Southwest Florida. I've been applying for any and all grants I can find. But if you know something I don't, I'm all ears. I love all of you, even if you can do nothing more than just a signal booster to send me some advice out of love, respect, thanks. Thank you, Diamond. And that is bit.ly/signsrent, SCYNERENT, bit.ly/signsrent.
Sign
There's
is
an S in there.
long time and well beloved by this community, and I hope we're able to help him out. I wish I was high. Sorry, I had to clear my throat, and now it just sounds like I just said that. That's the name of the person who posted it. Good evening, Diamond Club. Diamond, I'm a huge fan since the BB Live days. You guys, you have and still helped me through some tough times. We recently suffered a loss in my family. The mother of my niece and my nephew passed away in a tragic accident. If you can help out our family, we'll appreciate it more. Then you know my brother and I have to figure out how to raise a son and a daughter without their mom. Oh, goodness. So times are tough. Here's the shortest link I could generate. Justin... 3 exclamation points, bit.ly/31 2, that's T-O, capital I, 2K. And the K is capitalized.
Yeah.
That's 31 lowercase T-O, capital I.
readable
the number
links, please.
2,
Please, people.
capital K.
Just words, man. Just words that we can say that people can type in. I wish I was high. Thank you again. bit.ly/31 lowercase T-O, uppercase I, 2, uppercase K. Dan Wall finishes us out. This is my business website. Went live last week. It's D&D related. CurseCrypt.com. Also, I got a special code just for you guys. Make an account. Go to arcane.cursecrypt.com. Enter 42069. Hell yeah. Works best on desktop. I'm still working the bugs out, but you can go to cursecrypt.com and use the special Diamond Code offer code of Diamond Club offer code of 42069.
Hells yeah. Yeah.
Of course, shout out your projects right there on Diamond Time. Top 3 posts get read each and every week.
Hey, Justin, what say we do something civilized and check out our mail sacks?
Indeed,
Join
Brian.
us for drinks in the Diamond Club.
In the Diamond Club. That sounds grand.
Super grand. This is the part of the show where we're just where we
It's spreading.
read-
It's spreading.
It's
Isn't
an
it?
anal
Just the
scout.
fact
It's an
that
anal-
the show is
right here and right here.
it hits
gets
you right here,
and
right here.
Flames out the side of my head.
This is the portion of the show where we read the emails that you have sent into mail@nightattack.tv, like this one from our friend Big Will Files. The subject for this is getting old. Hello, everyone. I wanted to take this time to both share a story with you and a question. The funny thing about how I started watching Night Attack is that I don't remember. I don't remember where my story starts. So you guys have always been there and always will be. Now, my question. I just turned 33 years old, and I'm noticing that as I get older, I'm starting to be pulled towards more, let's say, quote, older activities. What I mean is, when I was younger, I correlated golf as an older person sport, and now I find myself wanting to play more golf as I get older. Have you guys felt that way as well? And if so, what is the activity you found yourself being pulled towards? Thanks, William, aka Big Will Files.
Oh. So I would say that to me, I don't know. I guess Hearthstone is pretty much draw poker, or no, like a draw poker or stud or Texas Hold'em, whatever. Poker was an old man's activity. And in fact, I remember before he passed, Senator John McCain got busted playing poker during congressional session, and he responded with a tweet saying, like, there was some tweet there like, "Look at John McCain playing poker during Congress," and he responded with, "The worst part was it was a 7-10 split." I don't speak poker, but some version
That
of
awful two-pair in poker.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess that's the oldest man. But I gotta tell you, Justin, I might be kind of fishing around for something an even older person would do, like maybe bocce or
Well, I mean, the problem is is that
shuffleboard is dope. My dad has one of those bar shuffle boards with the sand things on them. I might try to buy it off of him.
Justin?
I think the problem is that a lot of this is kind of based on an older concept of like nerds have always made their own entertainment. So Brian and I were nerds as teenagers, and so we became nerds as adults, and then we were okay building our own world, and then nerd stuff became the coolest stuff on the planet. So we were like, oh, now the movies we would have went to go see at midnight are now gigantic blockbusters. I guess we'll just be really cool and go see the movies we would have went to go see anyway. So it's like there's golf to me is something where when you see the dissolution of what otherwise would have been gatherings of like, oh, your friends would always get together, but now you're not getting together Friday and Saturday night at the bar. So because you have jobs and kids and stuff like that, now golf is the societally approved way to do it. The only thing that I would say that is old manish is just revisiting things from my childhood. Like, that's probably the most old manish thing to do is just having an experience where you're like, oh, let me watch old media and experience it as I was as a kid when I first saw it.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I think we've talked about this on a personal level, maybe not on the show, but it's like I'm terrified of nostalgia, and because it's so hypnotic and seductive. And it's so tempting to just live in the past in that comfortable space. And it took COVID to break me. And I finally, it was only in COVID that I allowed myself to go back and watch V and V the Final Battle and Knight Rider and Poltergeist and, all this other stuff. I'm terrified that I've had just a bit of a taste of that drug because it's fucking time travel. And it's powerful, and I understand why old people engage in it.
Yeah, I mean, I had that very recently, early this year, with they made that Final Fantasy VII remake.
Yeah,
and I kept saying it's through the stream and when I reviewed it was like, it's an okay game, but this is maybe the first time I've given something like 1 million brownie points, because one thing it does really well is like call back to like music and moments from the original game and that original experience, and I'm starting to have those moments of nostalgia, especially as the things that I grew up with become a source of re-adaptations, right? Like they're remaking all those Crash Bandicoot games and Spyro and all that stuff. Not to mention like all the cartoons that continue to get like readapted.
Oh, God, see this game, Bryce. Jesus Christ!
Oh my God!
Now everyone's just pulling old tweets. About to go on the BB Live show. Always a gas. Always.
That's nice. That's a good one.
By the way, good news. Sunbun in the chat said, "Wow, 2009 jury was so vanilla. Congrats, you're safe.
Yeah,
that's code for." Everything is okay. We're fine here. How are you?
It only takes one, Brian.
It
only takes one.
In all seriousness, actually,
headline on the Hollywood Reporter. James Gunn's tweets 99.9% vanilla. That was not the headline.
Can we take a moment and just say, if anybody sees anything that, if you are a fan, if you're part of the family, if you're a friend, and you see something,
if you see something, say something.
Earn yourself $30.
You know what?
Send it to me.
I'll join the $30 pledge. Send it to me. If it's bad enough that I want to delete it, I will. A $30 bounty. That's where it goes.
There we go.
Already seen one that I am.
Mail at Night Attack TV would be an okay to place. So we will not read them on the show.
Deleting.
Got another email here from Alex. This one's a two-parter, so stay tuned for two parts. Alex writes, any thoughts on adding a segment to look back upon anniversary moments from the show? For instance, read through the DCTVpedia episode description from 5 or 10 years ago and see what kind of moments or stories it brings up these days. This could also encourage fans to explore the DCTVpedia and go back and rewatch old episodes. In a follow-up email dated about an hour ago, maybe this isn't a good idea, judging from how tonight's show is going. So thank you, Alex, for that. That was very funny.
For two reasons. I mean, first of all, it's funny how you act when you think you're never going to make it and nothing's going to matter and everything you do is ephemera, and then future you discovers that you're doing the same dance on the same 2x4 75 feet up in the air. But also because of what we were just talking about with the nostalgia addiction. That's a powerful addiction. And I would I don't know, part of me knows that a lot of successful radio properties are constantly looking in towards themselves. I didn't say inward, Justin, because I know
yeah, Justin, just in case you didn't know.
That's Justin's joke. Every time I say looking inward, he's like, he says that's their word.
Why would you say that publicly?
Because Bryce fucked up my bit.
I fucked up now. During this moment where I'm terrified, literally, my entire career is going to come shattering down at any moment. Like, now you're going to do a private joke that has racial overtones.
The
F word is fuck, everybody. Okay.
Hashtag NACA 2011. Consider this my gentle revenge for when you cackled while my world burned around me in 2011.
Wait, when I helped you fix it?
No. Wait. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
The NACA thing. Oh no, I did that.
NACA
shit. Yeah,
2011.
yeah, okay.
You were fucking cackling your ass off, and I was losing my mind.
Yeah, A, I had no concept of what that world was, and B, it was really funny.
I
wish we could add one of those
two. The scales are now balanced. How about that?
Last email from Chris from Ohio. Chris writes, hey there, Night Attack. Question for the #1 Magic podcast. Brian has said in the past that certain members of the Magic community were unhappy about Scam School being a thing and were basically being bitchy about it on forums, but did it ever go further than that? Meaning, was there any real-world retaliation or behind-the-scenes scheming to try and, quote, take you down a peg? Thanks, Chris from Ohio.
You know what's funny is...
that's a whole hour.
Well, I mean, I'll try to keep it brief, but I'll say from 1,000 miles away, no. In terms of money, nothing mattered. And in terms of prestige, ultimately, the same people who post really awful things that seem to matter a lot on a forum later meet you in person and immediately ask to get their picture with you. Like it is astonishing how quick not just success, but persevering success will get everyone to shut the fuck up. Now there are more working magicians who grew up never knowing a world where Brian wasn't teaching magic on the internet, and good magic, than not. And I think those that are older than that would admit that. And ultimately, like, it's a weird moment when you unironically think about your legacy. I mean, you say the word like, well, my legacy will be, and it's like, oh my God, how fucking pretentious does that sound? But then there comes a moment where it's like, well, we're fucking 8 years into this and it doesn't seem like it's going to stop. And, you know, there's oh wait, there are people who are talking about how they first discovered my shit in elementary school. And then, you know, all of a sudden you realize, oh, I'm Don Herbert, I'm Mr. Wizard. And now we're at the point where I'm getting to revisit 2008 material, but through the eyes of somebody who was born in 2007, somebody who was born, like everything I get to teach Josie, I was doing on Scam School earlier. And eventually we'll get to the controversial, really good magic, and it won't even be a thing because the world has moved on. So I'll say, this is not an excuse to be irresponsible, run around wild, and piss people off. But ultimately, chatter, the longer you do a thing, the quieter and the sillier the chatter looks. And in fact, the people who amounted to anything, I'll bet you anything, are deeply embarrassed about the things they said. And I'm thinking specifically of one magician who was not prominent, but said very unkind things about me and has gone on to prominence. And I guarantee you he's either already deleted the Facebook posts or upon hearing them would deny them and then instantly delete them or whatever. It's like the reason people make noise is because they feel like we did, Justin, 10 years ago in our tweets. They felt like there was no stakes and nobody was listening. So you talk a different way when that happens. And
I would disagree with that in only the idea that magic is always an insular community, and there is a currency, and the currency is toward destroying certain people that the group believe need to be destroyed. I think that you, and I'll tell this to you now, when I'm not, trying to be somebody that's like helping you along and protecting you, but like, yeah, they were out for you. They were out for you, and they were very mean. And you are totally right in everything that you just said, because guess what? The world is tilted toward creators. If creators don't create, no one has anything to talk about. Negative, positive, whatever. Like, at the end of the day, if you keep making something, it doesn't matter whether or not somebody thinks it sucks. It doesn't matter whether or not somebody thinks it's good. If you keep making it, the world will be tilted towards you. Now, it's up to you to make it good. It's up to you to make it impactful. It's up to you to make it better. That's all on you. But what Brian demonstrated is that, like, why did Brian go from an inside magic, which is, again, about 200 people wide and 200 people tall, like somebody that would be a punchline at a Magic Live, to somebody that would be cheered by the entire convention and given an award? In terms of what Brian did, get better and not change a goddamn thing that any of them would complain about.
I mean,
And it's because they orbited him, because Brian continued to demonstrate worth outside that community, continued to be a cultural icon to a generation, and none of them have done anything but even at their best do very insular Magic shows that get good reviews and then forgotten within a year and a half.
And none of that is to say that it's easy. It is and was hard. I never believed, I thought panic attacks were, yeah, no, I've been real nervous before, or I've been upset before. I never had experienced physiological effects from a panic attack until that first moment that a segment of the Magic Tribe got upset with me. And when I got an email from somebody who I deeply respected in the world of Magic, who I considered one of my heroes, that said, "Stick to bar bets, kid." And that was agonizing and very, very hard. There was another thing I was going to lead to. I mean, basically, it's hard. It's really, really hard. It's hard in the moment, but you have to believe that that in 10 years, none of this will matter. And that is a hard thing to think when you are paying the bills and you're having babies and you're trying to make a name for yourself and you're just on the cusp of getting ahead in things. To have people who you so want their respect say, I mean, it broke me. It was the first time I got a little bit broken.
Can I just say this real quick? Because the reaction we're getting from the chat makes me think that this will probably be the reaction on podcast. You have to understand that the Magic community is tiny. It is a small town,
but it doesn't feel tiny.
It is well
when you're in it.
No,
yeah.
no. Wait. No, it is tiny, and yet it is all there is. You can't go outside these borders and get the same conversations. You can't go outside these borders and talk about the things that you've talked about. And that means that you respect a very limited crowd of people. And boy, do those crowd of people, because of the lack of self-confidence in that field, like to create winners and losers? Do they like to big up their friends and destroy their enemies? Do they get petty and snipey? It is easily, artistically, and I come from comedy, the bitchiest, most backbiting, entertainment that community that I have ever seen in my entire life. And I'd be curious to see people from other industries. I would love, I mean, God bless, I think is Scott Weston, Kasheta, who is no longer with us, but the drag queen of Magic. I would have loved to ask Kasheta whether or not the drag community or the Magic community was more backbitey and bitchy, because I would almost be assured that it would have been the Magic community. They are gross and disgusting. And it was only because I had that perspective as an outsider that became part of it, that was not somebody that from an early age understood it and respected only these few people, that was not invested as an artist, that I could go to Brian and say, I swear to God, just understand all these people are gross and petty.
And I know that, and you, when I was in despair, Justin, like the kindest, bestest friend, said, "They're swamp people. Who cares what they say in the swamp village over in the swamp?" To be honest, now, very far away, it's like, yeah, I mean, it's like, this is an art. This is a skill. This is, and but it doesn't feel like that in the moment. But now, with the benefit of a bit of time and perseverance, and with the continued rocket fuel of just email after email after email of people who were saying, "I discovered you in middle school. I'm from Bolivia, and there are no Magic shops here, and that matters." So let me say this: if there's someone out there doing something that you love that seems to upset other people, if it's genuinely good, do them the service of reaching out to them and paying them in the currency of saying thank you, because my goodness, that's the only way I would have kept going. I mean, there's no way I would have kept going otherwise if it weren't for feeling like in the end, history will judge me as somebody who advanced the art and not somebody who spoiled the cartel.
And mostly because it's only when you feel good that the money feels good, because the success obviously is its own thing. And because you have a family and because art is your living, like there's an element of this that needs to be economic. But if the magic community hated you in the way that they hated Valentino for doing the world's greatest magic revealed or whatever,
and by the
then
way,
that money would feel different. Like your relationship to magic would feel different.
And I have icky feelings about that special, that series, and how everything went down. And I've read the behind the scenes of how basically they hit him up saying, "Hey man, we're doing this. You want to have any input in it or not?" And he was like, well, I mean, if you're doing it anyway, I could at least kind of guide it. And it's very apparent as a magician that he was making grand efforts to try to
this is like a whole like a side thing that we could probably talk about.
But point is, we're 1,000 miles away already. Like I did an episode saying, hey man, I did an episode where I said, it's not bad that he was teaching magic. What's bad was that the whole theme was shitting on magic. And there were responses from people that were like, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't even, wait, what? No, he wasn't shitting on magic. He was advancing the art. And I say, that's literally the message he got to squeeze in the last of all of the specials. And for some reason, but again, the farther away you go, that becomes the legacy.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like for him, like there's a whole generation. And even when I was doing eye tricks, like there was the younger generation loved those series. They were revered. They were the reason why they got into magic. But anyway, the larger point is small communities are dangerous. They can either be intensely like exciting. They can build up stars. They can build up a creativity. They can build up excitement. They can be very tight. That's what we like to do with this show. That's what we like to do with podcasting in general. This is not a zero-sum world. Everybody can be awesome, or it can be very zero-sum. At which point, cliques and gangs form and they try to regulate their corners, and that's what magic is.
I remember the point that I was trying to access earlier is that remember that as human beings, this is built into us biologically. There's nothing more dangerous. And this is part of the reason I'm so opposed to any kind of cancel culture, is because people think like, so what? They lose their job, so they get some nasty tweets or whatever. But understand that biologically, we are built for our monkey brains to live in 150 people large tribes, and that the worst thing that can happen is, number one, to die and not reproduce. The second worst thing is to be exiled from your community, because that means you're going to die and not reproduce. So when your clique that is, as Justin put it, 200 wide and 200 tall, you see any efforts to exile you, it makes sense that you would lose your fucking mind. Like it's called Dunbar's number. 150 people is what we're built to handle. But that threat of exile, that was the first time I had ever experienced it. It was very, very painful, but I'm very glad that I persevered, and I'm very glad that you asked that question, because I'm very glad that these words are being spoken, and I'm very glad it's the end of the show. The show was 2 minutes long, it turns out, Justin.
Thank you to Alex and everyone who sends in emails to our email address, mail@nightattack.tv. If you send it in and it's good, we might read it here at the end of the show, which is what this has been. Thank you.
2 minutes, Bryce. 2 minutes.
Justin, what did we learn in just 2 minutes?
Brian, we learned that your daughter ain't got COVID.
We learned that it's the end of the show. I kind of want to just make it just like the episode was 2 minutes long. Look, man, we learned that a game could be fun and fun again.
Brian, we learned that a game can be fun and then fun again.
Learned that I love you very much, Justin Robert Young. And
We learned that a game can be fun and then fun again.
we learned that we'll see you next Tuesday.
Dynafire.
The Bit Boss.
Thank you to Rockroll Martian for donating 2,000 bits, being our Bit Boss, and for giving 5 gift subs, being our gift boss. Thank you very much, Rockroll Martian.
So sad that I wanna drink a warm glass of Drano. Night attack, night attack, night attack, night attack, night attack, night attack. I love you.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.